Hello and welcome. My name is Avery. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and coach. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what you can expect during a subconscious deep dive with me. This is the hypnosis influence portion of the work that I do. And my approach is a bit different than what's typically practiced in hypnotherapy. It may not look like anything that you've seen, heard, or experienced before. So there are many different styles of hypnotherapy out there. The most common one is more script-based. So this is when the practitioner guides you into a trance state and gives you suggestions based on the outcome that you're wanting. Things like quitting smoking, weight loss, general confidence, and self-worth. And for some people, this alone can be incredibly helpful. Just being in a trance state like this is very therapeutic. It can allow you to see an old problem from a new perspective. It creates a direct mind-body connection, so it's very regulating for the nervous system. But my approach is different. Yes, we enter into a trance state, but my sessions are much longer, much more exploratory, and go much deeper than that. The average session lasts around 2 hours, and will go as deep as that person is comfortable to go. And we're not just looking at the surface behaviors here. We're looking at what's underneath them. We're looking at, where is this actually coming from? What's happening in the nervous system and the body? What is the root of this pattern? When did it begin? So you're in a trance state, but it's a back and forth conversation. You're able to communicate with me the entire time, and this makes the sessions so much more powerful. People come to me for something very specific. It could be a limiting belief. It could be a subconscious block. Maybe there's a recurring pattern that you understand consciously, but can't seem to stop. It could be processing a childhood memory, or something psychosomatic, maybe a physical symptom that is connected to something deeper. Or you might not really know. It might just be this general heaviness or a feeling of lack of motivation. Something's holding you back and you're not really sure what it is. These patterns, these things that are showing up for you, can usually be traced back to an earlier time. So say something difficult happened in childhood. Beliefs can be formed in that moment. Things like, it's not safe to put myself out there. If I speak my truth, I'll be rejected. And that's the mental layer. But then there's the emotional layer. And the emotions are felt in the body. So it might be a tightness in the throat, a heaviness in the chest, a knot in the stomach. And if these emotions are not processed, then your nervous system learns to brace. It might shut down. You might become hypervigilant, overwhelmed, stuck in fight or flight. Over time, that creates these subconscious patterns. So that might look like self-sabotage or not using your voice when you want to. It could be that you have big dreams, but anytime you're about to step forward, something blocks your way. It could be that there's this internal polarization. So consciously, you want to step into the next version of yourself, but subconsciously, you're playing small because your system is still organized around protection. And none of this means that there's something wrong with you. It just means that your system learned to adapt in a way that once made sense, but it's no longer working for you. You may not remember exactly when this started, but they're still affecting how you respond today. Even if you know the source, the conscious mind can understand something logically, but understanding alone isn't enough to always shift the pattern. And you might think you know the source consciously, but then we go into the subconscious and we discover it's something totally different. So when we're working beneath that logical conscious layer in the subconscious mind, we're able to access the deeper levels, the deeper layers and patterns that form through experience and heal them at the root. So this is why the changes last and they're rapid. They happen fast. Some people tell me that they're afraid of what's buried in the subconscious, that they don't want to go down there because they're afraid of what's going to come up. And the reality is that your subconscious mind knows what's best for you. It wants what's best for you. And whatever is going to come up is going to be what is ready to be processed. It's not all going to come up at once. And you have agency over what you share with me and where you want to go. Also, when you're in a trance state like this, you can go through the more heavier experiences in a way that feels safe, lighter, almost can be an enjoyable kind of interesting, fascinating experience. And we don't have to work with memories if that doesn't feel safe for you. Everything we experience is also stored in the body, so we can work somatically as well. So that means exploring the sensations and the emotions rather than moving through a linear memory. Some people experience this symbolically. It might be that you see an image, a shape, a texture, a movement. We use the body, the imagination, and emotion to release what's ready to be released safely. Another approach I use quite often is parts work. So most of us can relate to having different parts of ourselves, right? And sometimes those parts are in conflict. For example, a part of me wants to forgive my dad, but another part of me isn't ready. A part of me wants to make healthier choices, but another part of me would rather reach for what's comfortable. A part of me wants to be fully expressed and take up space, but another part of me would rather stay hidden, would rather hide away. So parts work is acknowledging the internal voices and making them feel heard, seen, understood. Instead of fighting against yourself, there's this internal understanding and harmony. And when those parts start to work together instead of against each other, there is a deep sense of relief in your nervous system, in your inner world. It can be very, very healing. What a session actually looks like is going to be different for everybody. But the most common way that I work is by guiding you into a hypnotic induction. And that's just a beautiful way of entering a trance state, of slowing everything down, of releasing the day, releasing the chatter, and moving from everyday waking consciousness into this hypnotic state, into the subconscious mind, into the body. And I'm there every step of the way, guiding you, checking in with you to make sure that you're getting into this state in a way that's going to be the most beneficial for you. This is why the conversational hypnosis is so powerful here. And everybody experiences this hypnotic state differently. Some people are very somatic. Some people are very visual, very metaphorical. Some people are very emotional. Whatever shows up for you is perfect for you. And once you're settled in that hypnotic state, I begin asking you questions. I use what you shared with me previously as doorways. And that way you're able to scan internally and observe. There's also a spiritual component to the way that I work. However, I do work within your belief system because everything that we do can be explained in science, or it can be interpreted through a spiritual lens. So that is something that I always check in with you about to make sure that we are on the same page and we are using the same language. Sometimes spiritual phenomenon will come through, but it doesn't have to be within your belief system to have a profound effect. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between a real or imagined experience. So either way, you're going to have the healing, the release, the insight that you need. Sometimes the subconscious speaks with symbolism and metaphor, so you don't always have to interpret what shows up as literal. I bring my range of tools and approaches, and I bring them together in a way that's tailored to you and how your subconscious mind works. I am so passionate about this work because we're not just managing surface symptoms, we're going to the root. The goal is not to have you reliant on sessions forever. When we go to the root, things don't have to keep resurfacing in different ways, and that is the beauty of this work. I hope this gives you a better idea of what to expect during a subconscious deep dive session with me. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about me, about the process. Feel free to reach out with any questions that you might have. Don't be shy. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.